What if it's true?
Do I need to remind you what is out there?
Once upon a time, I had somebody that I cared about. And in this world, that sort of shit's good for one thing. Getting you killed.
I need something smuggled out of the city. It's just cargo, Joel.
I just want some simple gear, enough to set me on my way.
I reckon it's got something to do with that girl.
It's got everything to do with that little girl.
It can't be any worse than in here. Can it?
We're shitty people, Joel. It's been that way for a long time.
No, we are survivors.
This is our chance!
It is over, Tess!
What are you so afraid of?
You are treading on some mighty thin ice here.
What do we do?
You make every shot count.
You see, I believe everything happens for a reason.
We don't have to do this. You know that, right?
After all we've been through. Everything that I've done. It can't be for nothing. Today's theme song.
All right, welcome to episode 5 of the Guys of the Galaxy podcast video game talk. As you can see, there's a guy underneath Peps and I that you may or may not know. So I'm going to give a little backstory here. A couple days ago, and probably by the time you are listening or watching this, Jack and I, which is the man underneath us, my cousin Jack, we filmed a Star Wars video game talk that's all about Star Wars. On the theme park side of things, we added Peps and now my friend Trey as the third man. So Peps and I had a talk, and we also came to the agreement that Jack knows a lot about video games and probably knows more about video games than we do. We both know a good amount, but Jack is we like to say Trey is the theme park scientist. We're gonna call it Jack the video game wizard because I've never seen this kid complete missions or levels in the game so fast in my life.
He's a grand wizard.
It's insane. We'll both get a game on the same day, and about 3 days later, I'll be like, "So you're done with the game, yeah?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Okay, well, I'm like 50% through the game." So yeah.
Why I'm like 5%.
Yeah.
Babying
so
it.
Talking, we decided Jack is gonna be he's gonna be on the video game side of things. He's gonna be our third mic, our third chair. So let's get a round of applause going for Jack. Jack, welcome to the team, my friend.
Thank you. It's a great pleasure to be here. Great pleasure to be here.
So, jumping right into this, Peps, it looks like we got some news.
Yes. So we got some games, which is kind of cool, except the fact I own both of them already.
Same.
So for us PlayStation owners, for the month of June, you can get World War II Call of Duty game that me and Kyle both played heavily. We agreed, I think, on the past podcast. That was one of the games we probably played the most in a while for a Call of Duty title.
Call of Duty, yeah.
And then Battlefront 2, one that you guys kind of know, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But you might have played once or twice.
Yeah, we covered that in great detail on
Sure.
on the Star Wars video game podcast that we did the other day. But yeah, Sony and PS4 kind of disappointed this past month in a lot of PlayStation fans' minds.
Kind of.
On the PlayStation Plus free games with SimCity and Farming Simulator. So there was legitimately a petition started to change them this month. But instead of changing them this month, Sony decided they're gonna really knock it out of the park next month. So yeah, they're giving us Call of Duty World War II and Star Wars Battlefront 2. I own both these games. Peps owns both these games. Jack owns Battlefront 2, but hey, that could be a reason. Now all three of us may jump into Call of Duty and play some World War II. I can
tell you for sure, I'm going to at least add them to my library because the fact that you could add them to your potential system to just be a quick digital game. Because like when I got the Jurassic World game, I forgot how nice it is sometimes when you can keep a game in your console and then just digitally just go over and just play one game. So when you guys are like, hey, let's play Jurassic World. Okay.
Yeah.
I jump over to NBA. I'm
Well,
like, I don't even have to get up.
you and I both, I think, very heavily on the video game talk. We very heavily stress that no matter what the game is, if you have PlayStation Plus, no matter what it is, put it in your library, because as long as you have PlayStation Plus, you will have the game. So even if it's SimCity and Farming Simulator, still add it to your library, because there's 2 free games that you may get into, you may not be into now, but you may get into down the line.
Yep.
Or you could have a friend that comes over and may be into, and that's a game that you either both can play or they can play while
It
you
doesn't
hang out
hurt.
with them.
It's a free game they give
It's a free
you.
game. So yeah, can't stress that
games
enough.
they give.
That's like the golden rule of PlayStation Plus is no matter what the hell the game is, add it to your library. As long as you have PlayStation Plus, you'll have access to it.
I mean, and it also it's like you're paying for the service. You might as well get them because you're paying for it anyway. So
least.
it's like
Yep.
it's financially irresponsible of you not to do so anyway.
Well, think of it. I
Yes.
mean, realistically, you guys, well, I mean, all 3 of us have Battlefront 2, and you guys still play it. What if you scratch your game tomorrow? And you're
Yeah.
like, oh, I didn't add it to my library because I owned it. Why would I do that?
This is
You
also true.
Free
in the
copy of
digital
it right
sense.
there.
You can scratch your disc, you can lose your disc, you can break a disc, but if you have it digitally, you're good. You're safe.
You can't
I
scratch
mean,
your
real-
files.
Think
Can't
of it.
scratch a
How many
file.
times?
You could corrupt a file though.
How many times have you maybe said like, oh, I played this with you, but I only have my 1 copy? If you go,
Yeah.
I have an actual copy, go downstairs and put it on your console. I have it digitally. I can just download. Like if NBA was like that, I've had
Here's
plenty of
another,
friends that I'd
here's
be like,
another thing.
here, go play it.
There's another situation of, even if you have a game, say I had Battlefront 2 and Jack did not have Battlefront 2. In some weird alternate universe, Jack didn't really care for Star Wars, but he wanted to try the game out. But I only had it
Arrow.
digitally. Now you can sign into my account and you can download it. And as long as I have PlayStation Plus, you can still play that game.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the games, no matter what they are, make sure you put them in there. But moving forward, I put this in the news, and I'm kind of embarrassed because I kind of messed up. Last of Us 2 State of Play came out, and I have no clue what happened in it. I did not watch it. I asked Jack if he watched it. He said no. I know Peps definitely didn't watch it. That's why I didn't even ask him.
No.
So yeah, I can't really cover too much on that other than it happened. There's a lot of news and a lot of gameplay that came out about it. And you could probably go on to Sony's YouTube channel and you could find it. So go check that out if you're interested in The Last of Us 2. January 4th was supposed to be the big thing we've been waiting for. It was supposed to be the PS5 reveal. We were supposed to see everything. We were going to get everything. However, we are in unfortunate times, obviously, with the coronavirus, but also now, sadly, with the situations that are going on with the protests and the riots and such. So Sony has made the sad, because now we have to wait, but the smart move to postpone the reveal. I don't think they gave a date, but sadly it's been moved. But at the same time, that's the right thing to do. It's understandable. But when we do find out the next date for the PS5 reveal, we will be sure to
It's this
cover it
week.
on the podcast. What are you saying, Peps? What are you saying?
June 4th.
No, it's not. They moved it from June 4th.
Oh, you have it on the notes here. It's
That's what I
January
just, yeah,
4th.
I know. No, what? No, it was.
The notes say January 4th.
Oh, okay, my bad. But it was June 4th, but they had to move it.
But it just came out this week that said it said June 4th.
Okay, listen. I saw a damn tweet from Sony saying they were postponing it. Okay.
Really?
Yeah. And now I'm trying to find the last piece of news because I think I screenshotted it. I hope I did. Yes, I did. Okay, so
WWE 2K?
yes, so this is news. I had to find the actual screenshot because WWE 2K22, obviously earlier, a lot of fans were not happy with WWE 2K20. WWE has decided to skip a year. They're still coming out with a game, which is more suited towards Jack than it is Peps and I. It's Battlegrounds. But the what is his role? The new head of WWE's the 2K WWE, like the WWE section of 2K, the new head, he did a Q&A and he revealed a bunch of stuff that will be coming in 2K22. So I'm gonna read these off and we can go through. The first one, not necessarily too big for us because we're not like in the hacking and whatnot modding. But they will be using an all-new file code for 2K22 instead of the same one that they've been using for the past couple of years. And that was part of the reason why 2K20 was kind of all glitchy all over the place because they've been using the same code as kind of outdated and old. Peps, what are you doing? You look like you're not involved. You good?
Yeah.
You listening? You here?
Yeah, I'm like got my notes.
Oh, okay.
Bro, he's vibing.
Yeah, he is. He's vibing. I think he's a little upset about the PS5 situation. He stopped
Very
talking.
upset. I had a look. It was actually I was confirming everything
That seltzer's really hitting
3
you.
hours ago.
Is that seltzer's hitting you? You good?
No, I'm in a sauna room is what's happening.
This is true. Okay.
There's no AC in this damn room.
Okay. So moving forward, they said they want to give players the feel of being a WWE superstar, and it will be treated more like a sports game instead of a simulation game. Okay. They're using the phrase "step out of the crowd, step into the ring." That is the current phrase. Each like 2K game they like to have that phrase that they use. So that's the current one. Creation Suite will be streamlined and improved, and it's a huge focus for the next game. They want to make it cross-platform. That is huge because myself, I'm big into community creations. Peps likes community creations. Jack, you're not necessarily a 2K fan, but you kind of heavily relied on community creations when you were using it because when Jack played, the last game I think he played was 2K16? 17. And you had your own universe mode with your Fed where it was all like superheroes and Star Wars characters and stuff, which is a thing that people do. So you, if you end up picking up 2K22, this will be really big because now you don't have to go, in my case, that Okada looked really good, but it's only on Xbox. Or you saying that Darth Vader looks like he's straight out of Battlefront 2, but it's only on Xbox. So now that it's cross-platform, that's really good because now
Which doesn't make sense that you can upload. I mean, it's the same system. Like you're making the same. There's nothing really different of any game besides the controls and the systems when you probably would play together. So why couldn't you upload something that's built on it's the same? There's nothing different between them. So why couldn't you just put them online and then download yours from your Xbox One?
Mm-hmm.
That makes no sense. That hasn't just been a simple streamlined thing that they're doing.
They want to create a story at some point. Jack, when you played, because I know you also played some of the older games. You played 2K14 a lot. That's probably your favorite wrestling game other than All Stars.
Yeah.
So I think you had create a story because I think that was the last year they had it in the game.
I don't know. The story in
14
it
wasn't a story mode. It was create a story. So you would create.
Oh yeah. I remember. I know what you're talking. Yeah, I know what you're talking.
So you would have matches. You add cutscenes in, and then you would play it all through.
Yes.
Which I really enjoyed because I liked being able to book your own show, but having cutscenes of having The Rock get run over by a car and Santino Marella gets out of it or something like that. So I really like that.
It just took too long. I never took to that mode.
You're a very impatient person, though.
Listen, you would literally have to write dialogue and do every little different thing. And I'm like, I thought this would be quicker.
Well, it's really big. I think that's more focused towards if you look at 2K YouTubers, they use that a lot. They'll make their own universe mode, but when they're doing universe mode, they'll go and they'll edit all the video, but they'll go and create a story and they'll make cutscenes and dialogue and stuff like that to progress their storylines in universe. So I think that's really what it's aimed towards is the YouTubers that are using those cutscenes to progress their story in their videos. Let's see. This one is the one that will make Pep's heart stop. They're looking into importing custom music.
Well, they better be, or I'm gonna freaking run down there because
Yes.
I'm so pissed.
That was
I
one of my
should
favorite
not.
features. I love
Yes.
that.
So essentially, and it's not even something crazy. I'm just I'm sick of coming out and I have to pick the Shield's music or Cena's music, and I just turned off entrances. I'm I used to spend hours making his entrance music, everyone's. I would be hey, can you send me your music so I can put it in the game, download off YouTube, and have it on a USB stick, put it on my PlayStation. I'd go to these great lengths to make these guys who couldn't probably give two shits about it, but I would care. And then once they got rid of entrance music, I was I'm not going to spend the time. I'm just going to skip and go to matches. And I started caring less and less about the game because I was putting less of my own time into the game. Yeah. So, Kylo gives me crap because I'm but it was part of my decline of playing the game. My heart was no longer in it.
No, I mean I agree. I love custom music too, and I'm excited for.
I know you do.
Yeah.
I just I don't think it's on there. One thing I definitely wish they would do is something where like when you make creative wrestlers, they could have year to year saves. So like your
Yeah.
rosters, like realistically, think of how many games aren't different than the last. They might
Mm.
add like a different shirt or style, which when I played the MLB game, sometimes I make myself and do a year to year save and my skin tone's a little different. Like
Yeah.
not bad, but just darker. So I'll have to go in and tweak it again. But realistically, I'm like, good, fine.
Mm.
But if they could do that in wrestling games, then that would be a cool thing of if you put the effort to build somebody. Like when I'd make like Romeo a sideshow and do all their tattoo work and make them pretty look good, I'm like, cool, this set. But then it's like 6 months later, new game. I'm like, I'm not doing
Yeah.
that again.
Mm. Um, no, I agree, and I think that would be cool to add too, because I like to create stuff, and you and I both like to make a universe mode with like our friends and whatnot. But it does like for me this past year with all the stuff with 2K20, it took me even longer. Sometimes when I start the new game, I'm like, I feel like I just made these people like you said, and I don't want to make them, so I don't make them until we're a good couple months into it. Which with 2K20, it took me even longer because like the game's not even that good. So like more
Why
recently is
waste your time?
when I started making people and whatnot. But I agree. If you could just take the file and load it and put it into the next game, that would be a game changer.
Yeah.
Because if you want to go in, you already have everything preset, but you can change the gear if somebody changes the gear or you want to do something.
You're just
Or you
their
just need
body and everything's the same. If their music, like think of it, some people change their music all the time, and you're like, you know what? In my mind, that's your music. Like the old
yeah,
sideshow music before it's custom music, that's his old music. That like
yes.
Hollywood Undead song,
Mhm.
leave that in the game. And just every game, like the MLB games, I would have to re-enter the music and stuff. But his character, his look, his face, if he changes his gear, slight little tweak. But I don't have to go in and go up. He's like 6 foot, and he's got this sleeve. The
Yeah.
base is there.
Mm. Um, the gameplay itself is getting a huge investment into improving, and they will make it more like Here Comes the Pain mixed with the best stuff of the more recent years' games. Obviously, Here Comes the Pain, in a lot of people's mind, is the greatest wrestling game of all time. It's got the best gameplay. For me, it's not the greatest, but the gameplay is really good. Easy to pick up, easy to go back to. It's really fun. So I definitely will enjoy that if it's more like Here Comes the Pain.
I just think it was probably at that point, at least, it had taken so many steps forward where at this point they're like any other sports game where they just say, here's the same game as last year with an
Yeah.
updated roster.
Mhm.
Go. And you go, cool, thanks.
Yeah. The next one is probably the biggest one out of all this, and obviously Peps is really hyped for the custom music, as I'm I, but this one probably trumps that. Adding GM mode is high up on the priority list. That's
Duh.
probably like number one.
Give the people what they want.
Mhm. The
Why
past
would you not?
ever since that game mode left the game in SmackDown vs. Raw 2008, that was the last game that had it. So when 2009 came out, ever since then, everybody goes, "What happened? Why is GM mode not here?" And ever since then, everybody every year says, "We just want GM mode. That's all we want. Like we want that. Add that. Please give us GM mode." So finally, it looks like it's coming back. No more excuse. No more them. They past couple years they've all said, "Well, universe mode is kind of like GM mode," and everybody's going, "No, it's not the same. Universe mode is great, but it's not the same." And I think finally they got the stick out of their ass here, and they're really
Like, I don't get why when
implementing
you do a universe mode, they don't give you the option of you can pick one of like 6 people who would be like a GM
it.
or like just a figurehead, and they don't really make you go, oh, you lost this year, but they just give you like most games, they have like a statistical thing that says like how well you're doing in the ratings, how you well you're doing your financially, and it doesn't even have to be full fledged GMO. It could have just been that, but it just
Yeah.
kind of made it like tie it in a little bit.
Well, that was
And
the
people are
thing.
like, okay,
I think
it's
really
there.
recently, the community, like the wrestling game community, has kind of agreed like we want GM mode, but we'll also would like a universe mode with GM mode features. So like we don't need two completely different modes. We don't want you to put GM mode and take universe mode out because a lot of people use it and love it. So I think everybody's kind of went like, we'll be fine if we get both of them in different modes, but what we really would like would be universe mode but add GM mode features in there that you can use or choose not to use, and it's not against you.
Hmm.
Almost like a mode inside of a mode in a sense.
Yeah,
Um,
because I hated when they told me I did bad, and because I wasn't booking a Hell in the Cell every freaking Monday Night Raw, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't have the money, and it makes no sense from a
yeah,
psychology standpoint.
yeah. But yeah, GM mode, that's probably the biggest one for perhaps you and I. That's like the biggest thing. We love that game mode. Jack, you haven't really played too much. I think you may have played with me on some of
I, I've
it.
I've put I've played with you on a few times. I've
Mm.
played with you on a few
So I
occasions.
think hopefully 2K22, maybe we can even get Jack back into a wrestling game. I think that'd be really cool if we can.
Perhaps it'll be on the
Hopefully.
new console, so it will be
True.
a
But I
different
think
time.
if we can get Jack back into some wrestling games, obviously he's gonna pick up the Battleground game. But yeah, if 2K22 comes out and we can get Jack into that, that'd be awesome. Last few couple of notes here on 2K22. Career mode will have more choices for the player. That's everybody wants that. Even if you have a million choices, people still want more choices. They want more of the feeling of they're controlling this character's story. Online match quality will be a lot better. I know a couple years ago it was absolutely horrendous. You almost couldn't even play. I think Jack and I have dealt with that where you almost couldn't even play online together. And they did fix that and they made it better. But it is still kind of buggy at times and whatnot. So if they improve that even more to where it feels like you're literally playing and your friend's literally standing right next to you, it'd be even better if you have no issues like that. They might do a closed beta test, which would be really cool. Could be one of those things. Jack and we've both seen that in games where you pre-order it and you get access to a beta. So if they do something like that, that'd be really cool. Updates to the physics engine. They normally do that every year, but if they completely overhaul it and go crazy with it, that'd be great. And new match types. Again, another thing they normally do every year, they'll add a match type or two. But if they go crazy, which would be really cool, and they add newer match types, but at the same time they old match types, like an Inferno match or something, that'd be great. I think.
Do you think they will add some of these new cinematic matches where it's going to be presented more cutscenes?
I think if they have the faith in themselves to pull it off, sure. But don't put it in if it's like I guess it's okay or it's kind of weird, but we'll just put it in. I wouldn't put it in because then you're like, it doesn't matter. Nobody's gonna want to play it. But if they found a way or are finding a way to like put a Boneyard match in or a Firefly Funhouse match in,
I would rather the Money in the
good.
Bank if we're talking about the 3 that they did so far.
Yeah.
If they could do like a Stampede like AEW did, that would be fun to play because that was like just an all-out arena kind of like go anywhere kind of deal.
But yeah, even I would love to have war games. I think everybody would like to have a war games mode.
That's the main thing I probably want. Yeah.
That'd be awesome. But yeah, even like an Inferno match, ambulance match, some of those old matches that aren't necessarily on WWE TV too much, but are very classic matches that people still love. That'd be great.
Stretcher match. I want a stretcher match.
That'd be exactly.
Put them on stretcher and push up the ramp into.
So I think that about concludes the news and especially the 2K22 portion of the news. But overall, it also closes out the news. So yeah, there's a lot of big news, a lot of 2K22 news. But moving forward, it's time for the game showcase. So boys, this week we're reviewing The Last of Us. So I think everybody kind of likes The Last of Us. I think everybody's played it at some point. All 3 of us have played it for sure. People that are listening have probably played it. If you haven't, you should definitely check it out. You can probably get it for pretty cheap on the PlayStation 4 because they also.
Oh yeah.
And the second one is obviously coming out. I think again that's something all 3 of us plan on playing at some point. Peps, you and I both agreed like that's something we'll pick up around Black Friday when it's a bit cheaper.
Black Friday.
But Jack, I don't know about you, but I'm more sure.
I'll probably pick it up around Black Friday. I'll probably do that as well.
Well, my main thing I've told Kyle, again, probably something too many times. That's a game that I, if it's an RPG without any kind of multiplayer, there is literally no reason to pay $60 for that game. Because, I mean, what's a story mode? 12, 16, maybe 20 hours of gaming, and you're done. So I used to rent those kind of games, but if I'm going to beat it, I'm not going to pay $60. So like a game that's a recurring title like an Assassin's Creed is always kind of something I buy last year's one and get cheaper. But this one, because it's one that comes out every 8-10 years, might be something that's just a Black Friday pick up for $35, save $25.
Yeah.
That way I can buy another game at the same time.
Definitely
versus $60 because I want to.
I mean, there's like I've stated before, for me, there's certain games that I got to get at launch, and Jack has those games as well. For me, any Star Wars game, I got to get at launch. Any GTA, got to get it day one. Any Saints Row, got to get it day one. And any wrestling game, I got to get it day one. Those are my games. And then for me, Cyberpunk, that's an upcoming game that I'm going to have to pick up day one.
But you have to look at the dates. Like, you've always got the wrestling one, like 3 weeks before it goes on sale. Like,
okay, yeah, but
you're
I don't
not
care.
missing anything.
That's your logic. I don't care. I want it day one. That's just me. People have those.
Jack, he says this, but then he's like, I can't do this. I don't have any money. I'm like, if you waited 3 weeks, That game, literally, I bought that game. I didn't even want 2K20. I swear it was like $25 when I bought that on Black Friday 3 weeks later. I was like, it was $25. I had enough. If I take $60, I bought that game and bought another game.
See, that's you though. I don't care. I don't care if it went on sale. If I enjoyed the
You
game
not
and I got it day one,
you
I'm
didn't
happy.
though.
2K20, I didn't necessarily have too much.
Where's your logic?
What are you saying? I didn't really have any issue with it. I still played it.
Did he not just shit on it for the first however many?
I'm not
we've
speaking
been
for myself.
recording?
I'm speaking from the general public. Most of the fans did not necessarily like it, and I think
It was
I
bad.
still enjoy it. But there's things that need to be improved. But anyways,
Mm-hmm.
The Last of Us is our game showcase. Peps has ruined it, and now I just want to go to sleep now.
All right. Go
But
night
yeah.
night.
Game showcase, Last of Us, great game, emotional game. Jack, shut up.
I'm sorry.
You literally, this is your first podcast on, man. Like come on.
Dude, Peps is making me crack up, bro.
Okay, all right. Well, Mr. Smartass Peps over there, since you want to be a smartass and you want to make jokes, you can. I'm gonna pass it to you now. You can talk about The Last of Us.
Okay. Yeah, no, it was a solid game. It was one that actually was one of those games that I talk about sometimes where you get into game levels and when you die and it realizes how far you kind of pushes you back. I definitely was like, I'm done with this game for about 2 weeks because I
Yeah.
remember being stuck on the level and it sucks when this happens and you give your friend a chance to play and they beat it on the first try. I was really pissed, but it was kind of really interesting. Like the post-apocalyptic games are fun to play. It's good storytelling, decent graphics. Yeah, I didn't beat it, but it was definitely a solid game. And it's one that's I'm always like, I want to go and play it and finish it, but like I don't want to finish it just yet.
Yep. I don't think Peps has finished it. I don't think he's completed.
No, I just said I didn't finish it. Like
Yeah,
there are so many games like you guys are like, oh, I beat it in 3 days. I'm like, I read like a book. I'm like, yep, done. I'm gonna put that there. I played too much of it. I'm gonna come back to it. That was very good. And now, like well, I haven't played it a bit, but you like savor it. You're like, oh my god, that was a good story. I can't wait to jump back in.
Well, again, that's not necessarily something Jack or I deal with. If we play it in 3 days and we enjoy the story, we're still gonna go back and play it. But everybody has their own
One and done.
differences. Yeah, I mean, Jack, okay. I want to say The Last of Us, there's very few games that right off the bat, you have no investment in any of these characters, right? There are very few games that can have that situation and make you cry in the first 10 minutes of the game. And The Last of Us makes you very emotional within the first 10 minutes of the game. All right, dead air. Nobody's gonna respond.
No, I was letting Jack go there.
Okay. Last of Us is definitely like one of those games that has the perfect atmosphere for the kind of story that's trying to tell. And I think that out of everything that I really enjoyed about the game, it's definitely the setting. I've played a good few like zombie survival games like that, and I don't think any of them have been like the setting and the like just design and locations and everything like that that The Last of Us had. And it definitely was an emotional game. Just in the atmosphere alone itself is just emotional because everything is like torn down. There's like plants going on the walls and everything like that.
Yeah.
And definitely had one of the best settings of any survival game I've ever played.
Yeah, it was definitely designed really well. I remember playing it just saying like, wow, they really did a good job with putting this together. Like nothing is just like kind of feels like empty space and non-purpose. Like you kind of like look around at everything. I like it that's not one of those games where you're literally like opening every drawer like a Fallout and like just scavenging over the top. Like you kind of can just go play and enjoy it, but still take in everything. And it definitely utilizes things as far as like, oh, jump out this window. And like the people who did it like definitely took their time and like made it better than just go down the staircase and you're good.
Yeah. And they do have that aspect though of also searching and looting and trying to find whatever you can to either
Yeah, it is
survive
there.
or to craft and make weapons or advanced weapons or whatever it is. They have that as well. For me, I got this game when it came out, and I did not necessarily. I played up until there's a part in the game where you're in like a school or something. It's very dark, and there's clickers like everywhere. And I couldn't get past these clickers, and I put the game down and never went back to it until recently. About 2 months ago, I'd say. Peps is when I
Almost.
about 2 months ago.
It was during the quarantine.
Yeah, I had another perk of PlayStation Plus and getting the games. About a year or two ago, it was PlayStation Plus, free game of the month. I put it in the library just to put it in the library. And so I played the remastered PS4 version a couple months ago. Played through it from I started at 4 p.m. I finished at 6 a.m. And felt like I was gonna die the next day. Peps very vividly remembers me not having a great day.
It was like, why did you stay up doing all that?
Yeah,
When
but
we pretty much have like 2 months of doing absolutely nothing ahead of us.
but that was a situation where I got into the game and just got invested into the game, and I was just drawn to the TV. So between being just invested in the story, being immersed in the atmosphere, and also being like, well, I've been playing for a long time, and there's probably only a couple missions left, so I'm just gonna finish it, and then finding out that there's still like 20 missions left.
I quit now.
is what happened. So that's how I ended up finishing at 6 a.m. and felt like I was gonna die the next day, and it was not great. But yeah, The Last of Us is a really good game. It like Jack said, the environment and the setting, as you can see, like with my background, that's just beautiful. It's one of those things of like, it's run down and it's all torn apart, but somehow there's like a beauty inside of that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think the environment's great. The story is incredible. I would like to talk about the story, but Peps has not finished it, so I don't want to spoil it for him. But the ending of the
I
story,
don't remember.
I think the ending of the story, maybe it was just my half dead self, but I was not a big fan of the ending of the story. I was like, that's it. That was the end. I don't know, Jack, maybe you can attest to it without spoiling anything.
I haven't played the game in years, but I definitely remember the ending not being like the best,
Mhm.
especially for how great that story was. I definitely wasn't expecting like that kind of just basic of an ending.
Yeah. But if I can continue to kiss the ass of the opening, that first 10 minutes, man, where you're playing as his daughter, and shit hits the fan. She has no clue what's going on. The zombie outbreak begins. Her, Joel, which is her father, and their uncle Tommy, they're trying to get out of there. They're racing through the city. Everybody's freaking out. So your tension's already high because you're like, I'm witnessing these people in a very traumatic situation. But then on top of that, you see the guy, the SWAT team member or whatever he was, basically not listening, and basically shoots them, but only actually hits his daughter, who was a little girl, and she ends up passing away. Again, for anybody who plays that and you're not even invested in these characters, you don't know these characters, you're just as a normal human being, you get a little choked up and a little emotional just seeing that scene, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys have anything else you want to add to the Last of Us here?
Great game. Go play it.
Yeah, definitely.
I can agree with that. Didn't finish it, but you have to play it. When there's a game list and that one is continuously on the list for like top games, like I never liked RPGs growing up. I always played the sports games, and then when the sports games started becoming repetitive and boring, I started seeking out the RPGs, and when that was one that always kept coming up, and I bought it, and it probably sat in my entertainment console for like a year, and I just was like, today's gonna be a day. I see what the hype is about, and it was great.
Yeah.
It was like I said, I played it and I wanted to play in spurts. So it's like, all right, if it's so good, I just want to play a couple of chapters a day or a couple of chapters every other week or whatever the deal was, just to soak it all in.
So what would you guys rate The Last of Us out of 10?
I'm gonna say honestly 9 out of 10. Like it's
Okay.
just like great setting, great combat, great story, great characters, everything. It's just a great game in general.
So because I don't know how the full story goes, I was just saying 8, and then that's it.
So Jack, I have to explain something. When it comes to like our out of 10 system, normally with the nerd talk and sometimes with the video game one, Peps and I agreed that we should leave 10 out of 10 for something coming in the future. So
Okay, that's
you
fair.
you
That's
obviously
fair.
you said 9 out of 10, so you're fine. But I just wanted to let you know that's like our
Oh yeah,
little
when
rule
we
is
do
the
like
10 out
10
of
out
10
of
should be
10, it
something
has
coming.
to be
Like that's gonna be like a GTA 6 or something like that.
Is
It has
is
to
it
be
like just
something that
like a golden buzzer kind of thing where it's like
yeah.
Yeah.
that's your game? That okay?
It's
I
like
got
the
you. I
pretty
got
much untouchable. Like if
Mhm.
you're just like 10.
Yeah.
It's just like this isn't Dancing with the Stars where you're just like, yeah, everyone gets a 10. It's just like a 9 is pretty much a 10 here,
Yeah.
but you want to give yourself that wiggle room that where you're not just saying, hey, take 10.5, it's better. 10.
So
It's 110%.
10 out of 10 is just gonna be like the best game for you
Yeah.
in general.
Mhm.
Okay, I got
And it
you.
has to be something
That's
coming.
cool.
So like for me, I'm trying to save that for GTA 6. I think that would be my 10 out of 10.
Okay.
So
That's probably fair because it's taking what we know, improving on it, and like this game was solid for what I played it. I just can't give it anything more than an 8 just based off the fact that I don't know how it plays out.
and I would probably
So
give it an 8 out of 10 as well. Okay, so game showcase. I think we pretty much covered The Last of Us. If you guys have anything else to add, we can add it.
I think we covered it.
Yeah, I
we're
think we're
pretty
good.
Yeah, I think we're pretty good. So moving forward, Peps, if you want to segue into the next segment,
The next would be what are we playing?
which for Jack, you probably don't know, but each week, especially since we've been kind of stuck at home doing quarantine and whatnot, Peps and I have had a lot of time to play either older games that we went back to or a lot of newer games that we haven't played. So we like to cover what we are currently playing. So, Jack, if you want to kick it off.
The only thing I've really been playing recently is pretty much just Animal Crossing.
Okay.
Every month there's like new animals, new fish to catch, new bugs to catch, all that kind of stuff. So really, just, it's like fresh new stuff every month that you come onto the game. And
Yeah.
since it's June 1st, like new stuff just dropped today, so I've pretty
Oh,
much just been
nice.
playing that.
Okay.
I'm jealous. Oh well, I said I forget what I said, but I think I said that I didn't have any new games to play, so I was gonna do something else, but I can't remember what that was. So
Okay.
I wish I had Animal Crossing because I need a Nintendo Switch first. But yeah, that game sounds like a lot of fun.
Well, for me, I have been playing Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. I've gone back to play. I played the first time. Obviously, I got it when it first came out. I beat it and then lent it to good brother Jack down there. And be honest, forgot I had it. Forgot that I had lent it to Jack. So they added the new game plus, which has like new skins and whatnot into the game and stuff. So when I went to go play it, I said, "Where the fuck is my game?" And then I said, "Oh, I probably have it digitally." And then I said, "Where the fuck is my game?" And then I remembered that Jack had it for about 6 months. So Jack was obviously good brother enough to give me back my game. So yeah, I've been playing that, and it's actually pretty evident because as of now, as of this being up, I have started the gameplay videos on the Guys of the Galaxy podcast YouTube channel of Fallen Order, and I'm going to do that for the whole game. I actually this may be actually breaking news because if this goes up tomorrow, because we're recording this Monday, if it goes up Tuesday, I haven't uploaded anything yet because I'm uploading it Thursday. So actually, this is breaking news. I am doing a Fallen Order gameplay playthrough on the YouTube channel. That if you're watching this, it's on this YouTube channel. If you're listening on Spotify, it's look up the Guys of the Galaxy on YouTube and you'll find it. But I already have about 5 episodes recorded. I have 2 of them already fully edited and uploaded unlisted on our YouTube channel. But yeah, the first episode goes live on Thursday. So anybody that wants to watch me play through that, it'll be up. So yeah, that's what I'm playing. Is Fallen Order. So yeah, Peps has not played Fallen Order at all, which I find
Too expensive still.
yeah, exactly. So
Needs to get a little bit cheaper for me to pay for it.
I should just let him borrow it since I let Jack have it for half a year. I should just let Peps have it for half a year.
Yeah, if you're done with it, I mean,
Well, I'm not done with it, but when I am done with it, I'll let you borrow it.
sure.
So yeah, that's what we're playing, I guess. Animal Crossing, Fallen Order, and apparently nothing on Peps' side.
No, I mean, if I'm saying I'm playing something, it's something I'm already said I'm played. So that's
you
why I
playing-
said I don't know if it
playing
was. Didn't I say something? Yeah, I mean, but it's something I've already said I've been playing. Did I say something like us is doing like a wish list this week or something like, or
I mean, hey, if you have a game that you want to play that you want to talk about, you can.
no? If that's the case, if I have a wish list of a game I want to play, it's Animal Crossing.
Okay.
Everyone at my job practically has a Switch, or one of my friends just got Switch the other day when they came back online on stock, and she bought it. She bought the Animal Crossing game with it, and they're talking back and forth. And I was like, I play it on New Leaf on the DS, so I'm like, I know some, I just don't know this one. So it's clearly different. I've done some research. It's just there's still similarities for someone like for her. She only played Pocket Camp. So if you've ever played Pocket Camp, it's not the same as any Animal Crossing. But if you've played the GameCube to the Wii to New Leaf to this one, there's similarities, but there's differences. Like it made everything that the players wanted, they fixed in this game.
Yeah.
And from what Jack said with like a monthly thing, that's cool. Like that's stuff like they couldn't implement on like a portable thing, but more like on a console game where you can actually do that like monthly thing where oh it's an event going on or this or that. Like I always say about NBA, oh I missed the Sunday event where there's double rep going on. Like they don't really do that. It's cool enough that they've always done something like oh today's Christmas and the calendar kind of dictates the game. But
Yeah. Okay.
yeah,
Well,
I'll play that.
Join your wish list is Animal Crossing, which is a good game. I've played it. Jack obviously goes hardcore into it. So yeah, it's a pretty good game. So
I mean, do you guys have any like wish lists for games that you want
well,
or want to play?
any game for me at least. Most of the games that I've wanted to play, I kind of went out and got or already had. So there's not too many games that are already out that I want to play, other than maybe Jurassic World Evolution, which you have. But if we're looking towards the future, obviously, been very vocal. I'm very excited and hyped for Cyberpunk 2077. So I'll be picking that up. And kind of a sleeper game. It was hyped when it was announced. Kind of died down, but I'm still looking forward to getting it. Is the upcoming Marvel Avengers game. To be honest, that was for me going to be a day one, but I think it's moved to a Black Friday list. For me at least. And then another wish list for me, and I know for Jack, is Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga, which comes out.
That'd be
this
cool.
fall. That's gonna
By
be
the way,
great.
I remembered what it was that I was gonna do instead.
Go for
It
it.
was gonna be something we found out. Remember?
All right, go for it. If you have something, go for it.
So, so the other day when I was at Kohl's, they actually had a VR system down to $99, but then they're like, "Oh,
Yeah, it
wait,
disappeared.
it's not the one that we have." So I was actually looking into VR stuff because I was like, I almost
Oh, yeah, you
got it
told me about this.
$200 off.
Yeah.
But when I looked at it, and for some reason it popped up in the December 2018, Roller Coaster Tycoon had a VR game,
Okay.
and I never knew
Huh.
about, but I feel
I
like
didn't
I
know about that
heard
either.
about it. But like when I started looking at VR games, like best ones or whatever, that popped up, and I was like, okay, I'm over here like even on my thing, I'm trying to find out when the PS4 Planet Coaster game's supposed to come out.
Yeah.
And like I know all the roller coaster games, but how did I not know that there was a PlayStation 4 roller coaster tycoon
I didn't
game?
know that either.
And so that's what I remember when I saw that. I was like, I'd rather instead of what we're playing, be like, wow, I found something that maybe you didn't know, or just I didn't know. Like I literally was looking at it, I was like, how did this I should have known. This is like you finding out there's a Star Wars game that you never knew about.
Yeah.
On a PS4.
But if we, I just want to throw this in about like not discovering a game, but kind of rediscovering a game. Recently, I don't know what it was, but recently I've been on a big Power Rangers kick. My whole life, Jack, you can attest this. My whole life, I've loved Power Rangers. And I kind of go through phases where I kind of not get back into Power Rangers. I'm not really watching like the new seasons because they're very cheesy, but I'll like to go back and watch like the old seasons and whatnot. So I remember as a kid for the Game Boy, I used to have a Power Rangers Time Force game that I played the hell out of as a little kid, and that's something I kind of rediscovered. I don't have it, but I found some YouTube videos online, and I was watching some YouTube videos, some gameplay of that game. So that's kind of like a just cool, neat little thing. Like I rediscovered a pretty big game from my childhood. So, Jack, if you have any comments on the things that Peps and I just like.
On the terms of upcoming games or like games I want to play that are like coming up, besides like Lego Star Wars, that's definitely like one of the games I definitely want to play. There's a samurai game called Ghost of Tsushima that got like the trailer dropped for like E3 like a few years
Yes.
ago,
I think
and
I've seen it.
yeah, and there was like pretty much just no information on it up until like a few weeks ago when like I think it was like a state of play thing or something like that. They dropped like a 20-minute gameplay video, and it is incredible looking. I am so excited for it.
Okay. And another game that it probably blanked all three of our minds. Dying Light 2
Oh my
is another game
god.
that I know I'm looking forward to. Jack, I know you're looking forward to, and I think Peps, I think you had said before you're kind of looking forward to that as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
I
another one.
completely forgot about that game.
I forgot about it too. But that is another, like, Jack, you and I played Dying Light 1 together. And that was like one of our go-to games during like 2016, 2017, I think.
Yeah, around that time.
Maybe even 2018. That was one of our go-to games. So yeah, I'm pretty excited to
Do we know when that comes out? What
Nope.
quarter?
yeah, no. Yeah, I think
Just
they
because,
moved
like,
the date or something.
if it's one of
No,
those
it
that
was like
comes,
postponed like indefinitely. Like
okay.
we just don't know when it's coming out.
Just because
Which is bad news.
that's a toughy one for me because it's not like a big multiplayer game and it's not like an RPG game. It's kind of like one of those games like you want to get at a decent time. Like if Kyle and you get it and we can do like a 3-person or 4-person campaign and beat it together.
Yeah.
I don't want to get that you guys already beat the game, but I don't want to go and pay $60 for it. But I also still want to get why the servers work. You know, like it's kind of like
Yeah. I mean,
where's
that
the good
might
threshold
be
to buy
another
this?
Black Friday, because even again, like, Jack and
Hopefully.
I are kind of different from you. So like, if him and I beat the game, we're not gonna be
You
like,
get
oh,
it.
sorry, Peps. We're not gonna be like, oh, sorry, Peps. We beat it. We're not playing it. We'll be like, oh, Peps got the game. Let's hop back in, and Jack and I'll probably more than likely play
Yeah.
the story with you again.
Mm.
So
Unless it's just terrible. Then
unless it sucks, then
probably
yeah,
not.
then you're on.
Oh,
Your own.
if
You're
it's
on your own.
bad, then I'd be like, God damn it.
Yeah. But Jack and I both we're pretty open to playing games again, and especially when it's like a game like that, we like to kind of help our friends along. You know, like when I
Hey, I'll
played
be that Adventure
Jack
Time
kinda
meme
helped me a
where you
little bit.
guys go through the level and I'm just like, up, let me pick this up. Let me pick this up.
There you
Get
go.
some armor. Cool.
Yeah.
A nice
Um,
sword. Level
yeah.
3.
So moving on to the last segment of this week's show, we like to include a video game memory that we have from our life, our childhood. It could be with each other, or it could just be on our own. I'm gonna be honest. I think I deleted my memory on accident, and I don't remember what it was. Peps, do you have one? I know Peps is always like,
Oh, you
I
always
don't
put me
have
on
one.
the
Why,
spot.
why would I have one?
I hate it. Jack, he asked me memories every week. I'm like, dude, by like 4 weeks in, I'm gonna be out of good memories. Like
Well,
there's always good memories, but like when you think of how many times you probably had memories where, I mean, I'll just make this my memory. How many times you've been there, and like for me being at my college dorm up at 3 a.m. trying to keep the volume down, try to talk very low, but also trying to not chuck my damn fucking controller every time I get like sniped from across the map. Like I definitely went hard on Call of Duty, especially with like I don't want to say Modern Warfare 2 and stuff during college, but makes me sound a little bit older. But but like I don't know, like there's not really memories much when you're almost just doing a routine thing. I think you get a little bit more memories when you play something you actually get attached to as far as in story-based games. When you play multiplayer ones, you're like, I don't really remember that time I won like, 30-5 in a Call of Duty game. But there was times when, like Kyle said, like it was very emotional and the story had the ties to it and I remembered it and I was sucked into playing at night. Like when I play this Arkham games, I get sucked into those ones. Like, all right, I have to sit here for 2 hours to play this one. I can't just play for 15 minutes and be nonchalant. So I don't really get that memories unless it's like an RPG.
Yeah. Well, for me, I didn't have a memory. Like I just said, I think I deleted. But Peps, you actually saved me on this one because your wallpaper helped me out. Because now I have a memory. So Grand Theft Auto Vice City was I think the first Grand Theft Auto game I ever had. I was very little for the PlayStation 1.
That's fine. You didn't miss much with 3.
I think it was on the PlayStation 1 and 2, but I think I had the PlayStation 1 at the time. And my mother's in the other room, so she might get a laugh out of this if she hears it. My mother, she let me play Grand Theft Auto, but the thing was, the catch was, as a little kid, I could play Grand Theft Auto, but I had to play on mute. And Grand Theft Auto is not a game to play on mute. If you got the cutscenes, you want to hear what they're saying. The radio, there's
Subtitles.
always kick-ass songs on the radio. So even me being like 5 years old, I did not want to play on mute. So I remember we had our neighbors at the time, and my best friend at the time was my neighbor, Vincent. They came over for like dinner, and the adults were all in the like the living room, whatever, having cake and coffee type deal. Me and him were playing, and what we would do was whenever they would come to check on us, like we could hear them walking, so we would jump and we would turn the volume down, And then as soon as they left, we turned the volume all the way back up. And I got caught because obviously the parents can hear the the game. They can hear the audio. So I got caught and I had to shut it off. Yeah, that's my quick little memory. It's a fun little memory. So, Jack, we're putting you on the spot because I know I didn't forewarn you of the memory. But what is a gaming memory you have? It could be with me, it could be with Peps, it could be just on your own. What's a gaming memory you have?
Game memory I have pretty quick on the spot too. I don't know why I remember this, but this is like many years ago, like back in the old house. I remember you and me playing Sleeping Dogs. I remember I had it, and you had it as well. We both really liked that game, but
Yeah.
you came over one time and you just decided to play it. It was you, me, and my sister. We were all sitting there playing it, and for some reason, we all just got a kick out of you. Like you jumped onto a wall and like did a roundhouse kick off the wall to nothing multiple times, and we
Okay.
were just dying laughing the entire time.
I do not remember this, but that sounds like something we would laugh at for absolutely no reason.
Exactly. That was pretty funny. Yeah.
It sounds like something like that.
It had to be like some funny animation that occurred.
No, it was definitely a funny
but,
animation.
Peps, do you ever play Sleeping Dogs?
Huh?
Have you ever played Sleeping Dogs?
I know the title. I don't think I did.
Oh man,
I think
that's another
I
game.
think when it came out, I was hyped for it,
Yeah.
and then it sounded like everyone I asked, they said the game sucked, and I was like,
No
"Ooh,
way.
play it."
No.
No,
No, it
It
absolutely
was
not.
like it wasn't that good, and then like I was I was like, oh, well, I
Well-
was like I did that with some other games, like True Crime was okay, and I didn't get into as much as I
All right,
wanted
so,
to.
so Peps, I think you might have a mission now, because it's on the PS4. It's definitely got to be cheap because it came out in like 2013. So if you look that up, you can find it pretty cheap. Get that game because it's an incredible game. It has great DLC, and yeah, it's basically it's free roam. You can run around, steal cars, you can shoot people up all you want. But you're not like a criminal really. You're undercover cop, and it's got a
I'm a criminal.
really good story. So
Mhm.
I might have to look that up for you because the game is probably
That could be your game I played this week. That could be
Exactly.
your game you played.
It could be next week.
Look at this guy.
Yeah,
Throw me
I'm
under
telling
a
you,
bus.
it's a beautiful game, and Jack will agree.
Yeah.
That game
definitely.
is one
No,
of
I
the
told you
best
I was
games I've ever
I
played
was
in my
hyped
life.
for the game, and then everyone was like, "Yeah, it's not that good."
Well, if
So I
you
was
can
like,
listen
"Alright."
to all those people say, yeah, it's not that good, I think you could listen to two trusted sources that say it's one of the best games they've ever played. So
Yeah, but it came out on the PS3, right?
it's on the PS4.
No, I'm just saying, if it came out on the PS3, then sometimes it's hard for me to play a
No, I mean
little
they put it on the PS4. It still
blocky,
holds up. It's not blocky at all.
sluggish kind of game.
No, it's not. It's
Listen, I was
perfect. It's
playing
great.
the Rogue whatever game for Assassin's Creed, and I was like, God, this is a little bit harder to handle
Well,
compared to
Well,
a
that's because it's
PS4
Assassin's Creed.
engine.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Well, you know, like that came out with I think Unity, and Unity was so smooth, and then this one was kind of like, like it just it
No.
didn't feel
Jack
smooth.
doesn't play Assassin's Creed. He doesn't know what you're talking
Oh,
about. He just knows that it's
okay.
Assassin's Creed.
I mean, generally, have you played a similar like game on the PS4 to its title?
I've
and
played
go,
one or two Assassin's Creed games.
Yeah, but even like a different title. Say you play the game that has a PS4 counterpart with a PS3, and you go back and play the PS3 one, and you're like, "Ooh, this was not as smooth."
I don't think I've ever had that issue.
No. Trust
Yeah,
Peps, literally.
that's why
Trust
this was
us when we
tougher.
say this game is still smooth. This game it's still good. You can still hold a candle to it to today's games. And
Mhm.
I think next week's game showcase might have to be Sleeping Dogs.
Ooh, I'm so down for that. I'm so down.
Yeah, I'm
Peps-
probably not going to be playing it by then.
Well, maybe
Think
we
of
can
it.
still make it the game
5-day work
showcase.
week. 5-day
Well,
work week.
No, here's the thing. Though.
And I have to go
We
to
can-
Universal on Thursday.
We can still make it the game showcase, and hopefully the game showcase will entice you to want to play the game and purchase the game.
Okay, I was gonna say, or you guys could do what you did for the Star Wars thing with that one as like the bonus episodes of streaming, and you guys can talk over it. I can check
Yeah, but
that out.
the thing about that was there's like 100 Star Wars games that we could talk about, and there's only just one Sleeping Dog because we can't talk about.
Which
Sleeping
we could
Dogs
talk about for a
2
while,
hours.
but not
Not 2 hours worth. No.
I'm just saying you guys could play it and like talk over the stream and put that out.
Maybe. But
Perhaps.
well,
Alright.
here's the thing. We're at the end of the show now. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching or listening, however you choose to indulge in the Guys of the Galaxy. Like we did with Trey on this week's the end of this week's theme park podcast, we gave him a nice, once again, a welcome to the show. So, Jack, once again, welcome to the family, welcome to the team, welcome to the Video Game Talk family, the team, the group, the podcast. You're the third host. Welcome.
Thank you. It's been
Buen
fun.
vientos.
What are your thoughts on becoming the new co-host?
I don't know. I definitely had a good time. I'm definitely looking forward to doing more of these.
Yes.
It's gonna be a fun time. It's
And
all over the
like you
place.
said, Peps, we're gonna have to draw him in. Like you said with Trey, we're gonna have to draw Peps in or Jack in. My bad. So yeah, once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching or listening. You can find the rest of the podcast here on the video versions here on YouTube. You can find them also on Spotify if you are an audio version type person. Stay tuned for coming this Thursday, because this is uploaded on Tuesday. Coming this Thursday, the first episode of my playthrough of Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. And again, I'm going to record through the whole game, so there's going to be a lot of episodes to come. So I hope you guys can join me on that and have some fun with me. And yeah, we will see you next week. Thank you.